Well, y'all, looks like we're going to have another presentation here coming up next. Looks like we got Liana Patch with Avoiding the Speed Bumps, 9 rounds to high converting copy without sounding sleazy. So let's go and get Liana in here, shall we? All right. Guys, let's get some, I want to see some reactions in the chat. Let's get excited, shall we? All right, we got Liana coming in here. Here we go. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Let's see.
Here I come. Can you see me?
Oh, no, we can't see you, Liana. Uh-oh, we got a black screen. But we can hear you, though.
Let's see. Let's do this one.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Looking good, looking good. Excited to have you. How's it going?
It's so good. I just turned my camera off again by accident. How are you? Okay, switching mics.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
Coming in loud and clear. Yeah, we're having a good time so far. Have you gotten to catching the sessions yet?
I have. Yeah, amazing stuff.
Nice. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, everyone, Liana Patch from Punchline Conversion Copywriting. She's the head puncher over there. I love that title. That's so cool.
It throws people off sometimes.
That's awesome. Love it, love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys got any questions, please save them towards the end for the Q&A portion. And I will go ahead and let Liana take it away. Liana, take it away, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Sweet. All right. I'm going to share my screen, entire screen. We know how to do this, and it's just going to be me repeating into infinity, which is as terrifying as it is for you. It's worse for me. Trust me. All right, y'all. I've had so much coffee, too much coffee. So I'm going to try not to rush. But there are a lot of things that I want to get through today. And basically, we're just going to talk about how to write better copy, what better copy looks like, and actual tricks that you can take away and use today, after email camp, I don't know, tomorrow, next week, next year. Never forget them. That's my face. Here it also is right here. I write a lot of emails. I write a lot of personal text-based emails and also designy, more formatted emails from brands. Like to hit that balance. And I mostly write for SaaS and e-commerce. So a lot of my examples will be software and e-commerce, but they should also be applicable to like service businesses and pretty much anything that you're emailing about. So use your imagination. And what we're going to talk about today, this is the part where I'm telling you what I'm going to tell you. We're going to talk about 4 things that your high converting copy must do. We're going to talk about 3 specific emails that I want to see people using so much more. I've only seen them a couple times in the wild, and they're so good. So why are we not using them more? And we're going to talk about 4 common copy mistakes that I see not just in email, but everywhere. And I'm really tired of them, and they're so easy to fix. And it's always nice to end by like talking bad about other people because it makes us feel good about ourselves. So that's where we're going to end. And if you're like, wait a second, that's not 9 things. I never said I was good at math. So let's move on. I'm a word person. Hopefully you are too. So what are 4 musts of your high converting email copy and also every other piece of copy that you're going to write? Number 1, if you do nothing else, do this. You might be doing it already, but I'll show you how I do it. You should pull your copy and your messaging directly from your customer research. So anywhere that your customer has a chance to communicate with you, like one-on-one, open-ended, qualitative feedback, that is a gold mine for what they need to hear from you, points that you're not getting across, and actual verbatim phrases that you can swipe and bring into your copy. So you might look at your reviews. If you don't have enough, you might also look at your competitor reviews. You can look at your support chat transcripts. You can talk to your customer support people. I know it's like a crazy idea, but you know, think about it. They have a lot to say. They're talking to customers all day, right? And then you can send surveys. I like to keep that line of communication open. Obviously, email is the best way to send a survey. And if you want a super high completion rate, only ask like 3 to 5 open-ended questions max. You can and can't incentivize emails. Like, I don't know. I like to reward people for their time, but sometimes you might say like, we're not going to give you anything. And then at the end of the survey, you give them something. So that's an idea. Then they're surprised and they didn't take it just to get a treat. Humans are just like pets, animals, right? So when you collect all of this raw data, you have it all in front of you. What are you looking for? You're looking for patterns in the way that people say things, in the sentiments that they express to you. You're looking for their preferences coming through loud and clear, like, I love this feature, or I hate this part of the product, or this is what I want from you, and I couldn't care less about the other thing that you're doing. And you're looking for those sticky phrases that you can use in especially your headlines and your calls to action. And when you use people's own words back at them, they feel like magic is happening. They're like, I have never felt so seen and loved. I will follow you to the ends of the earth. I will never hit unsubscribe. So what does this look like? This is some message mining work that I did for a mattress brand. And you can see on the left, I have the full context of the quote. So I like to take everything that surrounds the piece that I think is interesting and important. And then I like to distill the sentiment or the message on the side. So we slept on it for a week. My body's been transformed. My body's never felt so good. I actually dream now. I literally want to be buried on top of this mattress. And I was like, thank you for the headline, going on the sales page. And it worked. It converted better. So that's the kind of work that I hope you're doing when you're writing your emails. And if you're wondering, like, what should I ask my people? Here are some good questions to kind of get you into their head so you can meet them where they are. What was going on in your life that led you to consider working with us or buying our product or using our service or talking to us on Zoom or signing up for email camp? Okay, so meta. That was a wink. That wasn't a twitch. I am twitching now. How will our product make your life better? Like, force them to describe what they want from you in their ideal world back at you. It's amazing. What would make it irresistible to you? And like, that can inform your feature roadmap if you're building a software product. And maybe it's something that you're already doing, but you're not talking about enough, so people don't know that you're doing it. And then who do you think we're perfect for? And that helps people, that forces people to think of someone that you'd be a great fit for, even if it's not them. And it's just a quick hop, skip, and a jump from that question to, hey, would you forward us? Or would you tell someone, would you tell that person about us now that you've thought of them? Like, ooh, sneaky marketing. We like it. What does this give you? Just to hammer it home, better emails than this. I'm sorry if anyone hears from Rugs USA, but oh my God, you can't have a sale every day. You can, but no one believes you, right? So there's like one educational email in here and it's about design inspiration. I was like, wow, that's unusual for them. Write better emails than that. Second thing that your high converting copy must do is like, don't take yourself so seriously, right? Lighten up a little bit. You want to use humor to reduce anxiety, to build trust, to build a relationship with your brand. This is like my whole business, so it's very hard for me to just have one or two slides about this, and we'll have examples later where I show you how this looks. But yeah, this is a key component of copy that works. You know, we want to be talked to as humans. We want to be conversational. We want to be friendly. You're not going to ruin any trust that somebody has in your brand because you speak to them on a human level. This also helps you give your brand a voice so that when they see that subject line or that sender name in the inbox, they're like, oh, I want to click that. I know what's coming. And if you're like, what do I joke about? Like, fine, sure, I'll make jokes, but how? The best thing to joke about is problems that you know you and your reader both share, common objections that they might be facing, and that puts you on the same side as them so that you're making fun of something out there that's not them and it's not you, so it's very safe. So much more about that in my world and brain. So here's an example. I got this abandoned cart email recently. We're going to talk about why it's extra good because you'll notice that it's the Shopify default abandoned cart email, but they've changed it. They've gone the extra mile. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's play a very special game that you left in your cart. Hi, Leanna. You're going to be really excited to hear there's way more to our games than just putting them in your cart online. Seriously, they're way more fun if you complete the purchase. Give it a try. Like, you got me. You got me. Okay, I'll buy it. I loved this so much. And it's fun, right? Bring some fun in. Here's Drizzly. If you're not on their email list, they are fantastic. Also, they deliver alcohol to your door, so like win-win. We don't mean to freak you out, but we already know what you want to drink next. We read your mind just now. We call it Drinkception. We're going to give you $5 off. If we're somehow off the mark, you can use the $5 for whatever you want. Don't tell our psychics. So much better than just like, please come back. Here's a $5 coupon. We love you. Give us your money. Bring some fun into it. Okay, I've hammered this enough. So one really easy way to get started with lightening up in your email copy is your subject lines. We probably have somebody else talking about subject lines at email camp, but just in case, play with length, play with capitalization, see what tends to get opened more. Add emoji to stand out in the inbox. Don't use them in place of a word. So if you're like selling a t-shirt, don't use the t-shirt emoji instead of saying t-shirt, because sometimes it'll break and that person will have no idea what you're trying to say. It's like white box on sale. No. And then if you can, open a curiosity gap. So like, don't be clickbaity. We don't want any of those like, this soccer mom whitened her teeth and lost 20 pounds of belly fat inside this email. And it's like, please buy our dongle. Don't do that, but do pique curiosity a little bit. So if you want to go really short, you could say like cherries, mom. Then there's another Brooklinen coming in with a pun. These are all different brands. Obviously, this is not one subject line. Pardon our interruption. I love a good pun in the email. And the dog emoji helps us like, oh, yes, that is a dog pun. That's what I thought. And then there's the really specific and weird curiosity gap opening one that says, Jonah Hill had to be hospitalized because he snorted so much fake blow. I don't care who sent me that. I'm opening it. Like, what? Okay. You don't have to go that far, but think about what's going to make somebody curious enough to click that won't be like over-promising and not delivering inside the email. You can also experiment with your sender names. So like instead of sending from your brand, hopefully you're sending from first name at your brand because people like to open emails from people. Maybe send from like your closet or future you or a toilet. Like please somebody hire me to write an email from a toilet. I once wrote an email from a goldfish wearing like strap-on shark fins. And it was like, this is fish shark, I snuck onto computer, like bad grammar, oh no, I hear custodian coming, like must jump back into tank. And that was for a financial services firm. So if they can do it, you can do it too. And then just mix it up a little bit. Try sending from your brand sometimes, try sending from people sometimes, and then, send from a toilet, see what happens. Okay, third tip, moving away from lightening up, be specific. All good copy is specific, right? We're geared to tune out the cliches that we hear every day. Like they're useful, but we can gloss over them too easily. So if you can, go through your copy and look for places you can swap out your adjectives and verbs, especially for more specific, more evocative words. And when I say evocative, I mean things that feel sensory. So like you could touch them, you could taste them, you could smell them, or emotional, like they're going to provoke a reaction, right? So what does that look like? Whisked away on a silk pillow is a subject line. The subject line could have been like, we have silk pillows now, but it wasn't. It was whisked away. And this is a linguistics nerd thing, but whisked feels soft, doesn't it? And it also feels fast. So it feels like the word that it is. Amazing. Can you use more words that feel like what they are? You're going to leave this session and be like, was it caffeine or was it cocaine? No, it's caffeine. It's caffeine. This works really well in calls to action. Okay. So instead of like shop now, and God forbid you take them directly to like the homepage or the category landing page, try something like find my new favorite jacket, right? And if you are taking them to a category landing page for jackets, that's fine. We know that. I feel like I need to close all my loops here because someone's going to be like, excuse me, category landing pages are fine. They are. Just don't take them to the homepage. Just don't dump them on the homepage. So here's Shinesty. If you're not on their email list, please do yourself the favor of getting on it. They sell boxers. They're ridiculous. And all of their buttons are so conversational. So you're right. Take me to the undies. And then they actually have a conversation between the item title and the button copy itself. So the kiss me there, my pleasure, young, hot, and fertile, spicy, I want it. Like, whoo, you don't have to be risque, but I love the idea of like starting that conversation, finishing it on the button. And someone's like, this applies to me. Specificity, emotional, weird, love it. Lush is doing it too. So instead of like, shop Halloween or shop Halloween products, they say summon the new. It's very subtle, but it's kind of spooky and it's very much in tune with the rest of this email copy. I know I'm going so fast, but I just have a lot to tell you. And also, I'm sure this is being recorded, so you can watch it later. Watch it in slow motion. It'll probably make a lot more sense. The fourth thing that your high converting copy must do, pay attention to the details. And this isn't just like being specific, which we just talked about. This is thinking about where copy lives in your marketing ecosystem, in your email platform that you haven't ever looked at or you haven't looked at in a while. So We looked at that Shopify abandoned cart email earlier. There's a lot of platforms, Klaviyo, Shopify, MailChimp. They have things you can just toggle on and they work. But that means that 90% of businesses don't ever change that copy. And so we're tuning them out. These are the copy-tunities, if you will. You won't, but you have to, because I just said it. If you bring human touch into these little spots where no one expects it, that's just so many more places that you can be like, hey, we're a brand with real people, and you can trust us with your money and your attention. Footers, unsubscribe text. Like how often have you scrolled down to the bottom of an email and seen like, click here to unsubscribe or update your preferences? Like, why not something like, oh, were you expecting to find donuts down here? We don't have any, but you can unsubscribe if you want. Or like, we'll be so sad to see you go. Give your pet a squeeze for us. That's actually one that my pet company uses. Like, just squeeze the juice out of these copy-tunities. So image alt text, which we're all using, that can be a joke along with the description of the image. Transactional emails, like we said, if they're already set up, please go customize them. Photo captions, just think about the places that you haven't paid attention to in a while, and I bet you will find a place to bring more brand voice, more copy, more specificity into those. So here's Warby Parker. This is a transactional email. I had to reset my password. They said, sorry to hear your password has gone missing. It happens to the best of us. If they were a different brand, they could have said, hey, chump, looks like you lost your password. Maybe take more care next time. Here's your reset link. But they did a little like parenthetical aside that makes me feel better about being a dummy who forgot my password. So like, go customize these things where they live. Here's AppSumo in their email preferences center. Instead of just saying, choose what you want to hear from us, and like, God forbid, showing them the name of the list that they're on, they say, it's time we have the talk. What are we? Where's this relationship going? Can we meet your mother? And then even each of the selections are funny. This is guaranteed to catch somebody right when they're like, I hate this, I want out. They're going to stay on the list at a higher rate than they would if you didn't customize this page. So if you customize nothing else, customize your email preference center. Okay, so to recap, because we're going to move on to the next section, the TLDR, 4 things your copy must do. Pull from customer research. Don't be afraid to be funny. Add a little levity. Be specific and evocative in your verbs and your adjective choices, and then don't forget to pay attention to the details and the spots where copy lives that you haven't looked at in a while. So now, one of my favorite sections, 3 emails that will boost your lifetime engagement and probably your customer LTV, if that's something that you're measuring, which you should, that no one is sending for some reason. And I put this part of this talk together like 2 years ago, and I'm still not seeing them. So maybe I should talk about this even more than I already am. The first one is what I like to call the preemptive objection killer. So this is when someone is waiting for delivery of something. If it's a physical product, this works best, right? Because you're going to ship it. You're going to give them the shipping notifications that you've customized. And then you're going to use the time in between the order and the delivery to get them excited, to educate them on how to use it, to set them up for success, to address any objections that they might have that might make them return. So for instance, my friend Val Geisler, who is the email queen, you'll probably all know her, she sent me this example. We wanted to send you a note about your leggings. Some people think, wow, these are tight. And it's true, they are. They're supposed to be. But if you're uncomfortable, then you can send them back. And I would bet that this cuts down on like 30% of returns of this specific product, because they're like, oh no, they're supposed to be this way. But they know, like, they now have a sense of what it's supposed to feel like. So can you send a preemptive objection killer or an educational email like this one when someone's waiting to get your product, waiting to open a product, waiting to start your next course or work with you on a day rate day? I sell my day, so like I try to keep people jazzed in between buying it and having a day with me. This is a series I wrote for a coffee company. And so while the beans are in transit, we send them 5 emails that say, here's the temperature to use. Here's how to grind your beans and how to pick your grind. Here's how to get the best damn cup of coffee you possibly can out of these. And I had a great time with this GIF. You probably just transfixed watching it. Me too. So it's how to brew. And the client said, The emails have boosted our customer lifetime value by 150%. People are ordering more. Returning customer rate is up. Like, yes, it works. I felt so good about that. Email number 3. And this is also mostly applicable to physical businesses, physical product businesses. But think about it. Could you apply it to your service business? Could you apply it to, your teaching or education business? The personal return helper. So if they buy something and an exchange is possible, and this works best for higher dollar items, right? Because you don't want to waste customer support time on cheap stuff. This can head off both returns and bad reviews. So what does this email look like? Here's me buying a pair of jeans, and I get this email that looks personal. It's text-based. It was sent through Zendesk, right? So somehow we can still trick people into thinking that we're writing to them personally, even though it's at scale. The magic of email. I love it. I knew this wasn't personal, but I loved it anyway. Hi, Leanna. This is Liz. I wanted to reach out personally regarding your order. You wanted to return these jeans. What was going on? And this email is doing 2 amazing things. She's helping keep the revenue in the company coffers. She's helping me get better jeans. And then she's also, it's 3 things. She's also collecting qualitative customer feedback that she can use to feed into the copy on the product page for these jeans. There's a fly in here. It's amazing. And it's like 5 sentences, super quick, super easy. I guarantee the reply rate is super high. Can you work an email like this into your automation somewhere? Probably. And here is an example. If you're selling a physical product, for what you might send post-purchase. And it goes left column, right column. Had too many emails to fit on one column. So you send your receipt. Great time to cross-sell them or upsell them to something else because they just spent money with you. They might be willing to spend some more. Then you send that preemptive objection killer or that educational email. So like leggings are tight or here's how to make coffee. Check in and ask for the review once you know the product has been delivered. Later offer them a coupon for their next purchase, especially if you know if they're running out, and then follow up when they should be running out. So with the coffee brand, we sent an email that said, hey, it's been 30 days. Like a little birdie told me you might be running out of coffee. Why does that bird know your business? Keep your windows closed. That's weird. And then people are like, oh, okay, I'll buy some more coffee. Also, what? We start looking for birds. The TLDR of the 3 emails to send section, preemptive objection killer, retiring. Oh, just kidding. I took that out. It wasn't the retiring product offer. I'll show that to you if you want later. It was the, no. Oh, look at that. I missed a thing. Preemptive objection killer. Maybe there's only 2 emails in here. Yeah, there's only 2 emails. Okay. Ask me about the retiring product offer later. It's cool, but it's very specific to e-commerce. So only 2 emails to send. I lied. Is that 9 then? Did it make it? No, it's still 10. Okay. I still can't math. My favorite part is where we talk about what everyone else is doing wrong and feel better about ourselves, like I said. So here are 4 conversion killing copy mistakes and how you can very easily avoid making them. And you might be making them. Formatting issues. I know we have a lot of email designers here who have very strong feelings about how copy should be presented. And they're all right. Please listen to your designers. They have the best ideas. And they can help you avoid something like this. So this is an email I got like last week. Not only is it text as an image, which we all know is a huge accessibility and deliverability no. It's like, why is there so much stuff happening all over this image? It's horrible. Hate it. I did not shop their Labor Day clearance sale. This brand also kept sending me emails, like browse abandonment emails for a product that was out of stock. And so every time I'd be like, oh, maybe it's back. And I click through and it was still gone. It was infuriating. Don't do that. Here is another example of like too much visual information at once. This is going to keep anybody from reading your copy at all. So we have just a block of text. We have no selective bolding. We have no paragraph breaks. We have no emojis, nothing to move the eye around and tell us like, why am I reading about antique carpets? And I'm not. I'm just ignoring this whole paragraph. I won't read it to you because it's about carpets. It's not that interesting. So how do you fix this? First of all, you have to notice it. Go through your emails and see like, do we have multiple paragraphs? And if we have a paragraph, maybe we should break it after 2 sentences. Can we use selective bolding to sort of draw the eye around the email? Can we use more headers, add more sections, use bullet points for any series of items? And you want to put the most important information in the first and last bullets because people will scan those. And then use your visual white space, right? Like add emojis, emoji, if we're being Japanese about it, images, GIFs or GIFs. I won't fight with you on that. Use it as a canvas, right? Don't just vomit a bunch of information in a wall of text to people. And you would think no one's doing this. I promise they are. The second problem is the Weewee problem. You will notice this if you go through your copy and you see lots of we's and I's and us and our in it. Super easy to fix. You just want to flip it into second person voice, right? Instead, everywhere you say I, how do we talk about you instead? Super simple. Here is an email. You'll notice it's in my bad swipe file. This is a social media posting tool, and it says, "Hey, Leanna, not an automated email." It was. I noticed you canceled. No worries. Oh, he's super casual about it. Okay. And then it's, "I see that you had your reasons. Your feedback really helps us improve. So I'd like to speak to you for 15 minutes to learn how I could have made Recur Post work for you. Here's my calendar." And I was just like, wow. For an email that's supposed to be about me, that's a lot about you, dog. Wow. So much you. And it was, I thought it was a little presumptuous, right? So, and like the rolling eyes, like, I can't be bothered with you. Something got lost here. Some good intention got lost here. So don't do this. Go through your copy and see how many times you say I, we, us, our. And can you flip at least like 50, 60% of those into second person? Probably. The third mistake I see all the time is sentences that are trying to do too much. Let me tell you right now, your sentence has one job. It should make one point, and it should get someone to the next sentence. If it's not necessary to get someone to the next sentence, cut it. Then your copy is stronger, shorter, pithier. Don't add millions of clauses like this, which I usually like to read out loud for comedic effect, which I will do now. "To ask important health questions irrespective of any economic drivers and to develop effective protocols that improve metabolism for those that wish to make themselves impervious to metabolic diseases such as cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular, and Alzheimer's disease." Oh my God. And it's a fragment, which we can do, but God, what is it trying to say? Don't be like this, Nick Young. Make the Nick Young face. Like, what is, I don't get the point, right? 1 point per sentence. Here's girlfriend doing a great job. They say, "Butt tech, no shearing, quick drying, meet your booty's new best friend. Like a best friend, they'll never leave you exposed when you're doing downward dog." Super easy to understand. And you don't have to write short sentences next to each other because we all know that ruins the cadence of your copy. You can do a longer, more flowy sentence, but don't do all of them that way. Don't write all of them that way. 1 point per sentence is the best rule of thumb here. 3 thumbs, if you will, and 2 butts. Anyway, the fourth problem that I see all the time, and this is the trickiest one to pick out in your own work. So I mentioned cliches earlier. They have their place. They're kind of like copy shorthand for a concept that we can all understand. But you might be using too many of them. You might be leaning on them too hard. And you might be using what my friend Amy Harrison calls umbrella phrases, which is where you're trying to include so many points that you broaden and broaden and broaden until your umbrella covers everything. And then they're meaningless. And then it's just meaningless. So for instance, Overstock.com said, "Welcome. We're excited to share our unparalleled experiences and exclusive offers." I really want to know what an Overstock.com unparalleled experience is, because I'm pretty sure it's paralleled by like Walmart, Wayfair, every other giant company. Anyway, I barfed. That wasn't part of the email. I put that there for y'all. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything when you think about it, right? So that's the kind of phrase that it's really easy for your readers to see and be like, yeah, okay, and then they leave with nothing, right? So don't do that. And I don't have any more examples because I'm trying to keep this short, or I tried. I have no idea how long I've been talking. But don't make these copy mistakes. And if you are, go fix them. Your copy will get so much better immediately. Bad formatting, walls of text, talking about yourself instead of talking about your reader, trying to do so much in a single sentence, just use more sentences. And then umbrella or nonsense or cliche phrases that don't actually mean anything when you look directly at them. So to recap everything that we went through, favorite visual joke of all time. Get it? There's 2 caps? No? Okay. Just me. If you want to write better copy, talk to your customers, use what they tell you. Don't be afraid to be personal, emotional, to laugh a little bit. Look in your ecosystem, look in your email marketing platform for anywhere you can personalize stuff that's like just turned on and running. And then look for overworked sentences and cliches that you can make more specific and evocative. Oh, it all works together. Wow, so much caffeine. And that's it. That's all I got for you. I hope that was useful. You can find me on the internet saying terrible things often. Thanks for watching.
I loved it. That was awesome, man. you, you should really think about doing copywriting stand-up. Like if
I
you
do
did like,
stand up.
oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
this makes so much more sense now. Oh man, I would love to see you just combine all of that. Oh, you had me dying the whole time.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Oh, goodness gracious. We got to do a quick Q&A, y'all. So let's see here real
Cool.
quick. Let's see. Y'all, please upvote the ones you think are most pertinent. But this one, someone was asking earlier. Let's see. Maybe scroll down to it really quickly. Okay, cool. Someone wanted to know any tips on writing good alt text.
Yes. I'm always trying to walk that line between like what actually is the image so that we can be useful, and how can we make a little joke here. And if you look at my Twitter, I will sometimes take my liberties with alt text. So instead of saying like a desk with a microphone and a ceiling fan, I'll be like the nicest home office ever. So like, don't just describe what's in the picture, describe what you want them to imagine, I guess is the best way to say that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then moving to the next one. Let's see. Leon, you got a lot of good ones in here.
Oh, good.
Okay, this
I can
one.
also look at these if you want.
Yeah,
Instead
for
of
sure.
just like letting you read them to me.
This one, yeah. Someone was asking. Juliana asked, "Do you have any tips and tricks to be more fun and conversational for very technical and B2B emails?"
Yes, I do. And it goes back to that making jokes about things that you can both observe. So like that builds trust and it lightens the mood. Like what's a very technical problem that you're addressing? Relate that. Like make a joke about that. Like we all know it's terrible when our HTML doesn't render correctly in Outlook. Or like, what's with that big blue J instead of a smiley face? I don't know. I'm trying to think of Outlook specific jokes. I do also have a blog about punching up line by line, which might be useful. Like how to fake being funny, even if you don't feel funny.
If you get a moment, share that with us. I bet we would love to read that. Heck yeah.
All right.
Last one for you. This is I thought this was a good specific one. Sarah wanted to know if our demographic is between 45 and 75 years old. How do we spice up copies so that they will understand?
They like to laugh too. People don't just stop enjoying humor. I get this question so much. Like our audience is older, they're a little more staid, but talk to them. You know, ask them what they think is funny. I've sent out emails on behalf of clients that are like, what do you think is funny? And actually, I can share my humor quiz with y'all that puts people into buckets of like, I like wholesome, I like dark, I like absurd, I like crass. You can ask them what they think is funny. Like, what are you watching and laughing at? What's your favorite comedian? You know, it's probably like older comics, maybe like Steve Martin. So try bringing in like a touch of the absurd. And if you don't want to write it, use a GIF, use a YouTube video.
There you go.
I wonder if I have that.
Use that data, y'all. Use it. We always talk about it. Use it. Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. Oh, awesome, guys.
Anything else? Like any other
well, unfortunately, that should be it for now. But Liana, I know you wanted to answer some other ones, but you are more than welcome to answer some other ones because we got another panel coming up here in just a moment. But I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here to do this awesome presentation. You are so much fun. I hope that you and I get to work together again on something.
Me too.
In person or virtual or whatever. But you are stinking hilarious. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm so happy I finally got to see you present. And
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, let's give some reactions for Liana. And thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here. Appreciate
y'all. Yeah, if you have questions, also ask me on Twitter because I spend way too much time there.
it.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Thanks.
Liana, see you soon. Take care.
See ya. You too.
See ya. Awesome, y'all. Let's get some reactions for Liana in there. She was just absolutely fun. Apparently, I misread unspam this past year, so I got to make sure I get there this year.